webale kubatenga ogobera omukutu guno getulinawo ga mukulu bamuyita Andrew Kabuura oba oyinza omuyita munnabyemizannyo akola ku TV reportinga ebyemizannyo akoze bingi nnyo mu byemizannyo mu kisaawe ky'ebyemizannyo asobodde okubatenga akoze bingi nnyo n'omukyala gwe bayita Flavia Tumusiime gwe nkutegeezaako omukyala ono atemera myaka egy'obukulu alinga mu 32 asobodde okubatenga akozeko ku TV radio ez'enjawulo akozeko ku channel ONTV TV ez'enjawulo asobodde okubatenga azikozeko omukyalo ono yazaalibwa mu Waggwa 1989 era ng'omukyalo ono abadde mu mukwano n'omukulu bamuyita Andrew Kabuura basobola okubatenga bagwa mu mukwano gye buvuddeko era ng'obufumbo bwabwe bwatandika 2019 omukulu ono era nga balina omwana bamuyita Liam Ashaba Kabuura era nga waliwo amawulire gadde gatambula nga kigambwa nti omukulu ono gwe bayita Andrew Kabuura yasobodde okubatenga yakiitinze ku mwana muwala Flavia nga kigambwa nti yagudde mukwano omukulu gwe bayita Kabuura yagudde mukwano n'omukyala gwe bayita Mercy Twinomujuni nno ng'akola ku embassy y'Abafalansa mu Uganda era nga kigambwa nti ate ono Mercy naye abadde mu bufumbo n'omukulu gwe bayita Philip Tumwebaze nga Philip Tumwebaze abadde pastor oba gwe bayita upcoming nga pastor abadde akula mpola kati amawulire agadde gatambula gobasobodde okubatenga olaba nga gatambula bagamba Flavia Kabuura ge gatambula akadde kano nga bagamba nti omukulu Kabuura yakiitinze ku Flavia goyinza okugamba nti omukyalo ono toyinza kubatenga omukiitingako mu mbeera eno nga bwetambudde agatambula geego nno naye nga 2019 omukulu Kabuura ne Tumusiime basobola okubatenga bagenda mu bufumbo obutuufu wali ku All Saints abajjukire Nakasero embaga yasobola okubatenga yali ya tabu nnyo yasobola okubatenga etambula era nga basobola okubatenga basemagana era nga Flavia yatwalako omukulu Kabuura ewaabwe ne basobola okubatenga bayanjula Kiruhura abajjukira obulungi embeera nga basobola okubatenga etambula embeera webezze bweti Flavia tumusabira birungi byerere kubanga baserebwe ennaku zino si byangu wadde n'akamu naye nga n'omukulu Kabuura bwe kiba kizze bwe kiti bayinza okugamba nti atakikolangako mukuba ejjinja Flavia tumwagaliza obufumbo obulungi n'omukulu Andrew tumwagaliza obufumbo obulungi gy'aba agenze yonna embeera nga wesobodde okubatenga etambula naye nga geego Flavia tumwagaliza obufumbo obulungi tabadde na zero yenna tabadde na buzibu bonna naye nga tumwagaliza birungi byonna omukyalo oyo muzanyi wa firimu azanya firimu nez'ettabbu ennyo omukyalo oyo yaliko mu firimu gye bayita Kiwanya bajjukira firimu eyo omukyalo oyo gwe bayita Flavia bingi nnyo bye bisobodde okubatenga bitambula naye nga gonna tujja kubatenga tugakuleetera katulinde Flavia aveeyo atubuulire atukakase obimanyi ebya Thaddeus mwabiraba Thaddeus ne Sheri Matovu bakola kabadi kaabwe ne kaggweerawo bwe katyo kawedde nga tekategeerekeka katulinde nono Flavia n'omukulu bamuyita Andrew Kabuura atayisa sikaati nga bwe bategeezezza naye katulinde tubagaliza obufumbo obulungi embeera etereere kubanga kino tewali atakikolangako akube Andrew Kabuura ejjinja gwe tokikolangako oba goli naye.
All right, so on Revved Up this week, we cross over to Celebrity Rides, where once again we catch up with one of the more popular ladies around. She's an actress, she does television, she's a host, and she does radio as well, one of the bigger shows in the afternoons when it comes down to Uganda. You probably know who I'm talking about already, Flavia Tumusiime.
Yes.
Such a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming through and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good ride, huh?
Yes, very comfortable, very lovely.
Before we talk about the ride itself, I want us to talk about you. A small career question. Look, I've read a couple of newspapers, I've seen some articles about you in papers. Are you one of those folks who get up in the morning and say, you know what, I've worked hard for my career, but it's been such a smooth ride? Because from a young age, television, radio, channel or NTV, you're leading the cast and everything. Are you one of those folks who go home in your room alone and say, it's actually been kind of smooth?
Sometimes, but I don't think it has been smooth. It's I say it's like a duck. You know, when a duck is on the water, on top it's just so calm. Under there it's paddling, so people don't see the stress that goes into it. So it's been a good ride, just not smooth. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about her car because it's Revved Up. So it's all about cars, and this very segment is called Celebrity Rides. We shall talk about your car.
Yes.
In detail. But for starters, for how long have you had this car? And tell me, why on earth don't you have a Hummer?
Yeah, well, let's start from the last question. No, really, I don't want a Hummer. I want a Jeep Grand. I don't have a Jeep Grand because I think I can afford it in a year, but I don't think I want to buy that. I have other thoughts of investing somewhere else. So that's why I don't have a Jeep Grand, not a Hummer. How long have I had the car? Should be close to 3.5. years or 4. Yeah.
Hey, you make money, eh?
Maybe.
And I would never stand up and say in a year's time I'm driving something that expensive. But what are the benefits? What are the benefits of having this specific car?
Okay, well, first of all, the story behind this particular car, I was going to church. I pray. Okay, well,
Which makes the two of us.
just so you know. And I saw somebody driving this car and they parked it, and I went right next to the car and I started breathing next to it, and I said, that's the next car I want to drive, because I was driving a much smaller RAV4. And then I asked for the price, and then I said, maybe I don't want to drive that car. Maybe my dreams don't have to happen at that time. Then I had an accident with my old car and I had to buy a new car. And I said, well, what happened to that dream? Let me buy it. Now this particular car has been owned by, well, the first owner for about 6 months, then me. So she said, well, here's something, and I got very lucky with it. So it called me. It's a relationship here. It was meant to be.
What are the benefits with this car? Whether it's comfort, whether it's maintenance, whether it's fuel, what are the benefits?
Do I tell the truth?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, okay, I'll be honest. I'm a terrible driver. Well, I think in the last 2 years I've kind of worked out how to drive carefully, but I'm not very good with the bumps, and we don't have the safest roads, bumps here and there. And I wanted a car that's slightly high, that's big body, comfortable, but also still in my cost, and that made sense because I can hit that car in any part of the village or town and it still doesn't feel the bumps. So I guess that it was comfort, cost, and cool, a bit of swag.
All right, that's what you like about your car.
Yes.
But someone would also ask you, I mean, you're such a big celebrity in town now. That means there's so many folks out there who look after you. But I'm asking, like, if you got up in the morning and then some kid came up to you and said, you know what, I want to buy a car, my first car.
Yeah.
What are the 3 points you'd give that very person? What exactly should they look out for?
Okay. First of all, when you're buying a car and not your parents who are like billionaires out there who are giving you the car, you need to first of all
Stop talking about me, by the way.
Yes, billionaire. You need to look into your pockets. You have a budget. Have a budget for a car. But also before you because you can have the money to buy this particular car, but you don't have the money to afford this. There's 2 different things, because you have to maintain the car. It's the more expensive the car, by the way, the more expensive the maintenance. There's the fuel, there's the brakes are having issues, there's somebody scratched your car and you need to shock. So you need to think about the maintenance. So ask as many questions as you can. And I'm a female, which makes it even worse. So we don't know anything. So I asked as many questions as I could about the car. You need to find out who has the same car. Test drive it. I know people are not that nice, not that friendly, but I got test drives. Yeah. People were nice to me. So, feel if, you like the comfort, look at all those things. So I'd say cost is quite important. Maintenance is quite important to think about. Consumption. Yo, fuel. Yeah. Yes, it does take a lot.
All right, that's it with Flavia. This is very rich. She's showing you her car. She's giving you the tips and also giving you reasons why you need to buy specific cars for your garage. Flavia, thank you very, very much
Pleasure.
for coming through. We do appreciate it. And please start driving safely.
I will.